Hi, I am Jenna at Books Love Jenna, as in those books, they just love her. And we're gonna do a tag today. I saw, although it did not originate with, but I saw Hannah over at Hannah's Books do this simple tag video. And so I am gonna do it too. It is the 8 questions for readers tag. I have my computer open over here so I can see the questions. But I am just gonna answer these 8 questions, which are questions for readers that have nothing to do with books. So I thought that would be kind of fun and easy. And in the summer, I like easy. So here we go. Number 1, what is your favorite kind of food? Now, full disclosure, I have not prepared answers for any of these questions. So this is me off the cuff. My favorite kind of food. I like a lot of kinds of food. I like Mexican food and I like Italian food, and I like, although I'm not a huge pasta eater, I like sauces. I like Italian sauces. I like Indian food, but Northern Indian food, not Southern Indian food. Southern Indian food tends to be too spicy for me. And I like all the rich, creamy sauces. Sauce person, I guess. All the rich, creamy sauces and the meats and the thicker breads, the naans and the rotis that come up north. And I lived in northern India, so it makes sense that I would prefer northern Indian food. I also like what they like. It's like greasy and warm and heartening in the north, and I like that. I think like my go-to favorite meal, like if I'm gonna cook at home, my go-to favorite meal, and I live in the Pacific Northwest, so this is maybe a little bit more accessible than for some people elsewhere in the States. But my favorite go-to meal is salmon with some sweet potato French fries and some fire-roasted corn, and maybe some Brussels sprouts. And to finish off, some kind of berry crumble with a lot of whipped cream on top. Like that's my kind of eating. I really, really enjoy that kind of eating. But also my favorite like time of year is autumn, which, spoiler alert, I think that is one of the questions. But my favorite time of year is autumn. And I like the kinds of foods that people eat in autumn, like stews and warm, heartening things. I like that kind of food. Number 2, what is your favorite kind of music? I like most kinds of music. I listen to a wide variety of music. I think like comfort music for me is like the hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, if I'm being completely honest. But I also really enjoy music that is aesthetically pleasing. Like it sounds nice, but the lyrics are really impactful. Like I will always pick lyrics over song, lyrics over melody, anytime. Except that I do also really enjoy a variety of piano sonatas. I do like learning about classical music. I don't know a whole lot, but I do like learning about classical music. I have some favorite pieces and I have some favorite performers. Jacqueline Dupree. I love the cello. I love listening to the cello. I love the trumpet. I love listening to the trumpet. I love guitar. Oh my goodness. I love guitar and I love listening to the guitar. Musicians that live in my head rent-free, like I love Snow Patrol, I love Glenn Hansard. I guess maybe if you have an Irish accent, I'm there for you. I like international music. You don't have to be singing in English for me to love you, although I just said I love lyric over anything else, but I do like, there's a lot of Korean pop that I enjoy. There's some German popular music that I really like. will listen to pretty much anything. I really will, except for like bluegrass twangy stuff, although there are a handful of songs and artists that fall into that category that I also love. So I think that if it's a song I can relate to in some way, shape, or form, if it's a song that captures my imagination or makes me think, or that I just, for whatever reason, feel an affinity for, I will add it to my list of songs I love. I love music. I spend a lot of time listening to music. I'm the kind of person who still wants a CD. I haven't bought a CD in a long time, but I'm the kind of person who still wants a CD because I want to like look at the lyrics and the artwork, and I want to listen from beginning to end. I'm the kind of person that still thinks that an album should be a thing. Not necessarily vinyl, although I have vinyl too. But I don't just want to listen to one soundbite from that collection of music. I want to listen to the whole story that the artist is trying to tell. So yeah, artists that live in my head rent-free. Snow Patrol, 100%. Glenn Hansard, definitely, for sure. Bob Dylan, and that is thanks to my dad. I grew up listening to Bob Dylan, and I can't say that I loved Bob Dylan back then, but I love Bob Dylan now, mostly because the lyrics. The lyrics are amazing. But the sound of him is also soothing to me because it's so familiar. And I love Carole King. That is thanks to my mother. And I love the Beatles. I really, really love the Counting Crows. I love Dave Matthews. Yeah. I tend to read female authors, but listen mostly to male musicians. I don't know. It's how it goes. Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, and as I'm like, stop naming artists, but I could keep naming artists because they keep coming back to me. Like, there's a lot of artists that I love. There's a lot of music that I love. Music is really an important part of my life, especially, like, it's a surprisingly important part of my life, especially as someone who isn't really a musician. Like, I can sing and I can play guitar, but I am not a musician in any way, shape, or form, really. But music is a vital, daily part of my life. If you were prevented from reading ever again, what would you do? Cry a lot? Sell my books? I think what they mean is, what would you replace that with? Like, what, all that time that you've been putting into reading, where would you redirect your energy? I mean, baking, gardening. I think they're asking, like, what else are you interested in? So yeah, I do a lot of baking, love baking. Gardening, I do not have a green thumb, but I love plants. I love house plants, and I love, I don't want to be a farmer at all, but I love flowers. Oh, I love flowers so much. It takes me forever to walk home in the spring because I have to stop and look at and like study every flower. Like, I'm enamored with flowers. Paint, I'm not good at it, but I really, really love it. So watercolor, paint by number. I love paint by number. What would I do? I mean, I obviously I would want to say, maybe not obviously to you, but obviously to me, I would want to say writing, but I'd have to be able to read my own writing, and I can't read anymore. So I don't know if I could say writing, but writing, definitely. Travel. Is that valid? Can I say that I would travel more if I read less? I don't think so. But you get an idea. Number four, favorite city. I am not much of a city girl. I tend to live near large cities, but I don't like, whenever I have to like live in that city, I really don't enjoy it all that much. But if I have to name favorite cities, I would say Portland, Oregon is probably my favorite city of all the cities in the world. But London, England is also a favorite city. I loved Edinburgh, but I don't know, does that count as a city? It didn't feel like a city, but I guess it is a city. Portland doesn't feel like a city either, although maybe more so now than when I lived there, but it doesn't, yeah, it's a city that doesn't necessarily feel like a city. Yeah, I think that's about it, honestly. I think Portland and London are the only cities that I really like. I enjoyed my time in Paris, but I just want to visit. I don't want to live there. I could live in London. I could live in Portland again. But I don't, I would like to find myself more rural. Yeah. I like trees. I like green. I like green. I like horizons. I like mountain ranges and grassy fields, and I really, really, really like trees. I want lots and lots of trees. Orchards, forests, what have you, I want trees. Favorite beverage, alcoholic. I don't drink a ton of alcohol. I drink socially, like if somebody asks me, like, even then I very rarely drink. If I'm going to drink something and I have an option, I will probably choose cider. I can enjoy, like I can actually enjoy cider. I will happily sip on like a bit of a beer. I'm probably not going to drink much of it. I don't really like the taste. White wine, there can be some white wine that I enjoy. But it's got to be the right moment with the right people. Like it's not, yeah, I'm not a huge alcohol drinker, but cider I can actually enjoy. Yeah, I guess that's my whole answer. I don't know why I'm hesitating. That is my whole answer. Favorite beverage, non-alcoholic. I love coffee. I love coffee, but I also love water. Like I love clear, clean, crisp, cold water. I don't want ice in it. I want the water itself to be cold. I love water and I love coffee. I also love orange juice without pulp. No pulp, just smooth juice. But I go through phases of wanting that. So I might go months and months and months without drinking it at all. And then I'll have like a month where I have it every day. I also love vanilla Coke. Vanilla Coke and 7-Up, not Sprite, 7-Up. Those are my favorite drinks. Favorite time of day. It depends on what part of the year I'm in. If I'm working, if I'm teaching, then I would say like mid-morning, like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I feel really like alive and energetic and inspired and human. And so during the work year, I would say like between 10 and 12 in the morning. But if I am like on my own time and making my own rules and living my own life, then late night. I love like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I love that time. I don't know what that says about me, but that's my honest answer. I love to be up at that time. Like I love the world. I love to go outside at that time. I like the temperature at that time. I like the sky at that time. I like the quiet at that time. But there's also like all of the night creatures that are out and about at that time. I like that time. Final question, number 8, favorite season. Like I said, I already gave a spoiler for this one, but the autumn is my absolute favorite season. I like spring and I like winter. I tolerate summer and I'm getting better about enjoying summer. I love summer because summer is my time off in a year. But I feel most myself and like most in my natural environment in the autumn. I like crisp, cold days with warm sunlight. I love the trees changing color. I like being able to bundle up in sweaters and hold hot drinks all day long, and nobody is like, why are you still drinking coffee? I like, at work in our like entry building, there's a fireplace. So I like, you know, having the fire going all day, every day. It just feels cozy and warm, and a little bit of a slower pace is allowed. Spring and summer, the pace is so fast and the expectation is so fast, but I'm generally a snail. I'm not quite a sloth, but I am a snail. And, you know, I like to carry my whole world on my back, and I like to move at my own pace. And so, yeah, the autumn works for me. The winter here gets a little bit wet and dark. I don't mind the short days because I like to stay home anyway, and most people are staying home. And so, like, I'm less bizarre in the winter and the autumn than I am in just as myself. I'm less bizarre, and get fewer questions about my choices. And those are the 8 questions. I don't know why those are 8 questions for readers, but I'm a reader, and those are my answers to those 8 questions. Until we meet again, let's go read.